Welcome to WaterBear. Over to Megan right away with the news for this week.
Who wants to save HMV? Well, according to a spokesperson from administrators KPMG, a few people might. The firm says it has received a number of expressions of interest in the HMV business since it went into administration. Still, if you think things are bad now, remember that when the retailer called in the administrators the first time back in 2013, the music industry was at its lowest ever ebb. HMV's business was in much worse shape then, but counterintuitively that made it much easier to rescue. It was relatively simple for Hilco to identify areas of improvement and act on them. But by all accounts, HMV 2019 is a well-run business, and bar the drag of a few high-profile but unprofitable stores, if a turnaround specialist like Hilco can't spot the savings, who else is going to? Watch this space to see how the story unfolds. The official charts company's figures show actual sales of albums in Q4 slumped 23% year on year. That's over 4 million fewer units than in 2017, and that trend is only going one way. Then again, 2018 lacked an Ed Sheeran-style physical blockbuster release, and there could potentially be some of those on the way in 2019. Some Scandinavian markets have, of course, shown that the industry can go almost fully digital and still grow, but the UK streaming revolution has been underpinned by its surprisingly robust physical figures, and there will be few in the music industry ready to walk away from HMV's share of a 383 million business just yet.
Okay, so what are we to make of this whole HMV business? I think we're all of the same mind that it would be a real shame to see HMV go. We've all got fond memories of shopping there, not just for CDs, albums, but T-shirts, all sorts, headphones, all sorts of stuff. We'd love HMV to stay around. It's important for the industry, and if it possibly can be saved, then that's a good thing. However, as always, this whole general decline of physical sales that we still see with all the stats and the research, we see streaming continue to get bigger, we see downloading, actually paying for stuff for iTunes and stuff, diminishing fairly rapidly, and physical sales have, in theory, sort of settled around that 5% of our listening. However, I'm not sure if that's true. Because as the music business has been flapping away and trying to deal with music becoming essentially free or monetised in different ways, what's tended to happen is largely younger entrepreneurial people have kind of reinvented the music business in other places. So we've got to not just be looking over there, we've got to be looking in other places. And the interesting statistic that's kind of unresearched at the moment is, from a DIY point of view, how many sales are being unrecorded? And I'm particularly talking about the sales off the merch stand. When I think back to the pledge campaign I did in 2016 with Colour of Noise, 90% of our sales are off the merch stand. We printed up maybe 3,000 albums, mostly CDs, some vinyl. Only 300 went through pledge. The rest were off the merch stand. And I think that's happening with an awful lot of bands in all kind of genres. It's almost like an alternative world, and I suspect that 5% of physical sales would be much, much higher if those figures were recorded. None of that stuff counts for the charts as well. So it would be nice to do some research and actually take those statistics and, get a full picture there. So I suppose, what can we do? We've got to follow the HMV story, but again, it's just instinctively, I think, the more we take responsibility for our own careers and we become our own shops, the stronger position we're going to be, and hopefully we'll have a choice. Sometimes it's the right thing to do, to play the game, do a record deal, have physical sales in a shop or a digital platform or whatever it is, and sometimes it's the right thing to do to be your own shop and sell product through a website, through Pledge perhaps, or through a digital platform. As always these days, the choice is up to us. So that's Bruce signing off from WaterBear. Thanks to Megan for reading the news for us. And as always, if you want any help with your career, you can contact us through the website. Remember, it's the last few days on the Rob Chapman Scholarship, so get those entries in. And stay tuned to the WaterBear channel, like and subscribe, and watch out in particular for some exciting news about bass and drums coming very soon. Dunk.